we're actually at the Dalish camp. This is really, really exciting for Angelus. I mean, it helps him, kind of really experience his roots. This is a very defining moment for him. Although he kind of expected the Dalish to be a little friendlier towards him. Let's go talk to its Lanaya, who's apparently Zathrian's second in command.
Underanitation, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Maker's breath. It's Ashley. It's Ashley Williams from Mass Effect. I did not catch that before. Very, very cool. If you like, go ahead.
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Yeah, some are larger than the eye can see.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
They're used to it, just as the humans are.
Being accustomed to pain and suffering does not make it any less tragic. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question,
Sure.
though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
Oh, that's a very good question, Lanaya. I think... See, Angelus would have said, I doubt they... If you were to ask Angelus that question before this whole adventure started, he probably would have said, I doubt they pay attention to it. It's just history to them. But he has... A lot of the stuff that's been going on since he started this adventure and became a Grey Warden has really opened his eyes to humans in general. Like, he didn't, like I said, outright hate humans, but he was always very cautious of them. And after going through so much with Duncan and Alistair and Morgan and all of those other people who happen, and Liliana and all those other people who happen to be humans, Angelus's attitude towards humans in general has been changing, has been evolving. So yeah, I think he's become a little bit more hopeful for the kindness of humans. Because before I think he would be a little bit less optimistic about the kindness of humans towards elves. So Angelus is going to answer, I think some of them do. Not all humans are the same.
And yet, even if some regret, they do nothing. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Okay, when she started speaking those verses of poetry, again, I immediately thought of Ashley Williams. I'm wondering if BioWare did that on purpose. I thought that was a very cool nod to the voice actress and the characters that she voices. Tell me about yourself, Lanaya.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans.
Really?
Not too different from you, I imagine. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
How did you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
I'm sorry, that must have been horrible.
It was, though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
You said that the Dalish rescued you from bandits?
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
Huh. Didn't you have family you could have returned to?
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there, it's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
Interesting. How did you become a keeper?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
You must be proud of your accomplishments.
I am. The ceremony where Zathrian anointed me as his first was the proudest day of my life. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
Cool. I like you, Lanaya. You're pretty awesome. What does a keeper do exactly?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan,
You already said
I came
this.
to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
Okay, so Lanaya, between you and me, why are the Dalish so hostile?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
What is this Arlathan you mention?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved, and our culture lost forever.
Wow. Does Arlathan still exist?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
Ooh. But the elves were eventually freed, though, right?
Yes. After a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry.
But you don't worship the Maker?
We worship the creators, as we always have. We give thanks to Andraste for her part in our freedom, but we do not worship her, or her god.
Interesting. So, I almost think when I think about religion in the Ferelden universe, I think of Andraste as Jesus, as the Christ, essentially, an elven female Christ, and I guess the people who follow the Chantry are Christians, and it sounds like the Dalish are more kind of Jewish, but not, because they worship the creators, which sounds like um, polytheistic, so polytheistic Jewish folks, because they're very big on tradition and trying to keep things as they were, and practicing things that has been handed down to them since the early ages. So I don't know, I just thought that might be a very decent analogy. Wait, so the elves were immortal then?
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally.
Huh.
And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
That's really weird. So they were immortal, and then just by associating with humans, they lost their immortality? That's kind of weird. But you could get your lifespan back, no?
In time, and with seclusion. We Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us.
Wow. So in theory, if the elves completely secluded themselves from humans, then they might be able to get their immortality back. But then they would be segregated. So the question then becomes, is it better for the elves and the humans to integrate themselves, but then the elves end up, being able to die of old age? Or is it better for them to segregate themselves from humans, and thus they're able to live forever, essentially? Or at least not die from old age? That's a very interesting question, I think. Didn't Arlathan fight back?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost.
I can see why you resent humans, then.
Shemlen, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
Your homeland was called the Dales, I thought, though.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement.
I see.
Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile. Almost
sounds like, the trek that the Israelites took to the Promised Land is what that sounds very similar to. If you haven't noticed, I'm fascinated by religion. I love religion, and it's just really neat to see how religion gets treated in things like video games. And I think BioWare has done a very good job of representing the religion and different views of religion. Not everyone, certainly not everyone that you meet in Ferelden is a worshipper. And it's just really cool just to learn about all of these cultures, even though it's an imaginary culture, but it's just really neat to learn about all the rich stuff in the lore. Is there no way to get on your clan's good side?
It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect. Your own task to help our clan is certainly a step in the right direction.
Okay. Well, I want to ask something else.
Certainly.
What can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you
Or
cannot
Zathrian.
ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
He seems like a pretty cool master. Wait, lost much? What has he lost?
He lost his family. A very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
Oh, that's terrible. Again, Angelus is a very big family kind of person. So he feels for him. He feels for Zathrian. Alright, I should go.
As you wish. Gyrrrrl.
Cool.
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I'm I'm sorry. I'll leave it alone.
Macirinus.
I didn't mean to get on your bad side, Lanaya. Sorry about that. Sorry, my fault. I just see a chest and I just have to open it. Hello.
Master Verathorn keeps us very busy. It takes many decades to master even what little we know of the old crafts. Master Verathorn keeps us...
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Verathorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Verathorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
What exactly do you make here?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The Keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
What if I found some iron bark for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
Cool. What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Ooh. Very well, I'll take a look when I'm in the forest.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
Well, I would like to barter with you first.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Perhaps. Let's take a look. What do you got? Ooh, deep mushrooms. I need, like, 20 of them, I think. Let me take 10 for now. Yeah, let me take 10 for now. I don't remember how many exactly I need, but I need them for a quest. Dalish armor, elven robes of magic, chasen robes, and a silver brooch. Sure. Let's take that. And rare iron bark. So we're gonna go look for some iron bark when we go into the forest. I wanted to find out love letters. 10 pieces of garnet, scrolls of banister, 5 places of power, 10 bundles of deep mushrooms. Okay, I bought more than I needed, but that's okay. I can sell the rest. Can I not look into that wooden crate? The long walk. This appears to be the first-hand accounts of... Oh, wow. There's a bunch of stuff in there.
Never thought I'd ever set foot in a Dalish camp.
My mother was Dalish. They are a proud people, those who refused to bow to defeat.
I don't understand. These elves look the same as any other flesh creature. What is the difference?
Do all flesh creatures look the same to you, Shale? I feel like they do. Okay, the Dalish camp is actually pretty decently sized. So let's look. I guess let's start over here. Hey, Elven girl. Insufficient skill. Oh, Zevron. I'm gonna have to increase your cunning, Zev. Let's see. Deathroot.
The Halla. The Dalish call them their guides. They even lead an elf to oblivion when he dies, or so they claim.
I hear only the Dalish can control the Halla. They listen to no one else.
Are these pets, mounts, food, nighttime companions for half-blind hunters?
The Halla. Again, reminds me of the Jewish religion, which is why I keep thinking of that, of Judaism, when I'm interacting with the Dalish elves. Halla.
As you wish.
Halla. Hello.
Who comes?
Calm down.
I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Halla, I did not hear your approach.
What is a Halla?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call land ships. They are our companions and our guides.
The humans keep similar herds, but of horses.
I have seen your horses. The relationship is different, as is the purpose. We ride the Halla, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the Halla who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Halla and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
So why have you separated this one from the others?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Halla as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Well, survival? Try to calm the Halla. I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? I don't know if this would work.
No. No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming any more around you than she is for me.
Great. Can I examine the Halla?
And? What do you think?
I honestly cannot tell.
I am glad you attempted it regardless.
Oh. Well, I could kill her quickly. I feel bad, but we don't want her to infect the other. It's tough, you know, when you have an animal and it's sick and you don't want it to infect any of the others. But it feels like we don't have much of a choice. If she's not able, she as the Halla Keeper isn't able to figure anything out, and none of me or my party members can figure anything out. I could kill her quickly if you wish.
No. That would not be right. When the time comes, then I will do it myself.
I understand.
It is my duty, as both Master Herder and as her friend. She shall take her last breath knowing she was always safest in my care.
That's fine. Elora, the Dalish master of the all-antlered Halla beast, is concerned that one of the herd has been infected with the werewolf blood curse and may die. You examined the beast but have not discovered the problem. Greater survival skill would likely be needed to tell for certain. Well, maybe if I increase my survival I'll be able to tell, but for now, my skill is way too low. But so maybe we'll come back, you know? Who knows? The Hallas are pretty beautiful animals, though. They baa like a sheep too, which is kind of interesting. Alright, there's nothing else here. I like how you can hear the booming of Shale's footsteps behind us. I'm sure it must be driving all of the Dalish mad, who are probably used to, you know, serenity and quiet and all that good stuff. Look at me just looting the Dalish. I'm sorry. Angelus just has a klepto problem when it comes to open treasures and things like that. But because Lanaya specifically told him not to open that other chest, he didn't. So, Deathroot.
Anathara, Grey Warden.
Anathara. I guess that means hello? Maybe? Good day or something.
Anathara, Grey Warden.
It's too bad you don't have a clan of your own.
Oh, well, you know, life at the...
I have a question for you, Shale. How does it feel to be a giant statue?
What a bizarre question. How else would it feel?
Well, let's see. Does it hurt? Do you feel like you've been buried under a pile of rock? Or do you feel nothing at all?
I have nothing to compare it to. How does it feel to be considered an inferior race when compared to others who are just as soft and weak as you?
Fine.
How very fragile it must be. One touch and its kind crumples, spilling liquid everywhere. No wonder they clad themselves in metal.
It takes more than just a touch, I'm sure.
I feel very solid and immortal. No putrid liquids to squirt out of me. Oh, no.
Now that you mention it, I suddenly rather feel like a delicate mushroom.
Aww.